The Zetharian scout ship descended through Earth's atmosphere with practiced ease, its sensors sweeping across the planet's surface. Commander Vexthar chittered with satisfaction, as preliminary readings confirmed what their archives had promised. The world remained abandoned, just as it had been for 3,000 cycles. The primitives never returned, Vexthar announced to his crew. Begin resource extraction protocols. This world and its riches are ours. The Zetharians had driven humanity from Earth millennia ago, overwhelming their defenses with superior technology and ruthless efficiency. The humans had fled into the darkness of space, their primitive vessels limping away like wounded animals. Good riddance, the Zetharians had thought. The galaxy had no room for weak emotional creatures who valued sentiment over survival. But the Zetharians had been busy consolidating their empire, and Earth, resource-rich but remote, had remained untouched all this time. Until now. The landing party materialized on the surface near what their records indicated had been called New York. Vexthar expected ruins. What he found instead made his secondary heart skip a beat. The city gleamed. Towering structures of crystalline metal stretched toward the sky, pulsing with an energy signature the Zetharians' sensors couldn't quite classify. Vegetation grew in perfect harmony with the architecture, not the wild overgrowth of abandonment, but deliberate engineered beauty. "Commander," one of his officers warbled nervously, "these readings. This technology is at least Class 7 civilization level. The humans were barely Class 2 when we—" An alarm shrieked. The officer never finished his sentence. Neo stood on the observation deck of the defense station hidden in Earth's moon, watching the Zetharian ship through holographic displays that made the void of space feel intimate. His augmented eyes tracked every movement, every energy fluctuation from the alien vessel. "They actually came back," Katniss said beside him, her voice carrying an edge sharp enough to cut steel. Her hand rested on the console, fingers dancing across controls that would have been incomprehensible to their ancestors. "After 3,000 years, they thought we'd just— forgotten?" Neo's jaw tightened. He hadn't forgotten. Humanity never forgot. The genetic memory archives ensured that every human born in the diaspora carried the echo of Earth's fall, the fear, the desperation, the rage. But more importantly, they carried the lesson. Never again would humanity be the prey. "Defensive systems are tracking them," Neo reported, his neural implant feeding him data from 10,000 satellites and hidden installations across the planet and throughout the solar system. "They've landed in Sector 7, Old Manhattan." Katniss pulled up the tactical display. The Zetharians were spreading out, their weapons drawn, confusion evident in their heat signatures. They had expected ghosts. Instead, they'd walked into a trap 3 millennia in the making. "Remember," Katniss said softly, "the Council wants prisoners. They want the Zetharians to go back and tell the others what they found here." Neo nodded. "A message needs to be sent. On Earth's surface." Vexthar was beginning to understand the magnitude of his mistake. The first sign had been the power grid, active, sophisticated, humming with energy that made Zetharian technology look like children's toys. The second sign was the defense drones that rose from beneath the streets, sleek and silent, their weapons trained on his landing party with mechanical precision. The third sign was the humans themselves. They emerged from the gleaming structures, but these weren't the frightened primitives from Zetharian historical records. These humans moved with predatory grace, their bodies enhanced with technology that blurred the line between organic and synthetic. Their eyes glowed with neural implants, their skin shimmered with personal shield generators. Katniss and Neo materialized in front of the Zetharian commander via quantum teleportation, the air crackling with displaced energy. "Welcome back to Earth," Katniss said in perfect Zetharian, her translator implant handling the complex harmonics effortlessly. "We've been expecting you, eventually." Vexthar tried to raise his weapon but found his limbs frozen by a localized stasis field. Around him, his entire landing party was similarly immobilized. Neo circled the commander slowly. 3,000 years ago, you drove us from our home. You thought you'd destroyed us. You were wrong. While you were building your empire," Katniss continued, "we were building ourselves. Every colony, every station, every ship became a forge. We evolved. We adapted. We became something you couldn't have imagined." Vexthar's translator finally caught up with his racing thoughts. "Impossible. You were nothing. Weak. Emotional. We were those things, Neo agreed. But we learned. Pain teaches, Commander, and humanity is a very good student. Katniss gestured and holographic displays materialized around them, showing the scope of human civilization. Tyson swarms around distant stars. Ring worlds in the galactic arm. Fleets that numbered in the millions. Technology that bent spacetime itself. We didn't just survive, Katniss said. We thrived. And we remembered. What will you do with us? Vexthar managed to croak. Neo and Katniss exchanged glances. In that moment, the Zatharian commander saw something that chilled his circulatory fluid. Not hatred, but something far more terrifying. Pity. We're going to let you go, Neo said simply. You're going to return to your empire and tell them what you found here. Tell them that Earth is protected. Tell them that humanity has returned. Tell them, Katniss added, her voice dropping to a whisper that somehow carried more weight than a shout, that if they ever threaten human worlds again, we won't be as merciful as we're being today. The stasis fields released. Vexthar stumbled, his crew scrambling back toward their ship. As they fled, Earth's restored sun breaking over the gleaming skyline, the commander understood the true horror of what had happened. The prey had become the apex predator, and they had been kind enough to let him live to spread the warning. As the Zatharian ship fled Earth's orbit, Neo and Katniss stood together watching it disappear into the black. Think they'll learn? Neo asked. Katniss smiled, cold and certain. If they don't, they'll join all the others who underestimated humanity. Above them, Earth's defense grid powered down, returning to watchful silence. The planet that had been abandoned was abandoned no more. Humanity had come home, and the galaxy would never forget it. The end.